station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Tonight on DC News Now at 6, serious damage from toppled trees on homes to smashed cars and even rooftops. Yesterday's storms caused some serious damage here in the DMV. A closer look tonight at some of the areas hit and what to expect for the rest of the weekend. And DC police are investigating a string of early morning stabbings. A look at where they happened and how you can help find the suspect. And the future of the FBI still hangs in the balance. Maryland, Virginia? Well, the details on new qualifications tonight. Good evening and thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6. I'm Ben Dennis. Yesterday we saw some heavy storms across the DMV and we're expecting more heading in tomorrow. Our meteorologist Scott Sumner takes a look at what we can expect. Hey Scott, a lot of headlines yesterday. I hear there are some more in the works.
That's right, and overnight tonight we could even have some storms. Let's take a look at our local radar here out of our link system. I've got two images to show you. The first one up towards Garrett County. None of this is severe, but you do see some moderate rain moving across portions of Garrett County, across the Oakland area in particular, which could be impacted around 6:30 or so with some of this rain seen here. And as we widen out a little wider view, of course, you can see all the active weather up towards Garrett County, but also some active weather moving across portions of our Virginia counties down towards the Orange area in Orange County and moving up towards the Culpeper. Again, all of this is below severe limits. But as we talked about, and at the top of the show, there was severe weather. As you're seeing some of this video from yesterday with trees down, power lines down, as well as flooded roadways, as you see all there across our entire region, and it was more active. I was getting those alerts on my phone during the course of the afternoon. Now, we also have here some video on 395 South. This is near the wharf in DC. There was also a tree down on a Cadillac in Northwest, and all of this video is being shown here. And we also had DC fire video, Southern Avenue between Valley and Mississippi Avenues in the southeastern portion of the region. So again, all of this active weather yesterday. We're pretty quiet right now, Dave, but as you stand out by an area that saw some damage in your area, what actually, well, where are you and what actually took place in that area?
Well, hey, Scott, we are across the street from the villages of Parklands here in southeast DC. All but two of the apartments in this building behind me are occupied, or I should say only 2 of the 20 apartments in there are empty. Soon the entire building is going to be vacant, as the people who live inside the building have been ordered to evacuate after the roof on the building collapsed during last night's storm. The people who live here are still packing up their belongings. Those we spoke to told us they will stay with family and friends. They'll return here tomorrow, as they and employees of the apartment complex said they've been told the American Red Cross is expected Sunday to help those affected. We called the American Red Cross. We are still waiting on a phone call back from them. We also tried to talk to managers of this apartment complex. However, the office closed earlier than scheduled. Something interesting is it's not only the roofs that are collapsing inside this building, but also several branches. We actually saw 2 big branches fall. One of them almost hit us. The other almost hit our news car. Coming up tonight, starting at 9 o'clock, you're going to hear from some of those who have been forced to evacuate. We're live in Southeast. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Well, thanks to Dave. Stay out there. Breaking overnight, a woman is dead and a man is injured following a shooting in Southeast DC. It happened on Atlantic Street, just a few houses away from a fire station. Video right here playing out. Police are currently looking for a black Jeep Wrangler and black Charger in connection to the deadly shooting. If you have any information, you're asked to contact police. The 2 cars were last seen heading towards MLK Avenue. The probe is ongoing. Stick with us for any updates in this search for suspects. And in Fairfax County, police are investigating a possible explosive device found inside a shed on St. Pleasant Drive. That's how it was initially called in. Police say they secured the scene while they investigated and that the device was inert and there was no threat to the area. As of now, no word on exactly what that device was. Also in the district, police are investigating several late-night stabbings in Northwest D.C. The earliest of the stabbings happened on U Street shortly after 1 in the morning, followed by another on T Street after 2:30. And there were 2 more stabbings just before 5, one on Kenilworth Avenue in Northeast, another on 10th Street in Northwest. Police say all of these cases are under investigation still at this hour. Reach out if you have any information. And half a dozen people, including a 13-year-old, are under arrest. They're accused of stealing from dozens of stores across Maryland and D.C. over the span of a few months. Well, that includes 11 stores in Montgomery County alone. The crime spanned from April 28th to June 15th across 11 stores in MoCo. Our Daniel Hamburg tells us those Montgomery County stores lost a total of nearly $50,000.
After 3 months of grabbing and dashing, Montgomery County police say they've taken 6 retail thieves off the streets, most of them teenagers.
They went into Target and they were taking electronics. They went into Ulta and they were taking perfumes and colognes that were of a large dollar amount.
Police say the group includes a 13-year-old, 2 16-year-olds, and a 17-year-old.
We do know that the 17-year-old was the ringleader in this whole operation.
The 17-year-old, being charged as an adult, is being held in jail, as well as 28-year-old Shaquille Pittman. Pittman's sister, 21-year-old Regina Christmas, was arrested last month in D.C. on similar charges, but released by a judge pending an extradition hearing later this month.
They are also responsible for carjackings and armed robberies. So it was very important to us to make sure that we had these individuals apprehended and in custody.
Ulta's losses from these thefts total $78,000. A source with knowledge of the investigation tells DC News Now the suspects hit over 80 stores total in DC, including CVS with an estimated loss of over $22,000 and Macy's at $24,000.
We do ask that if you see something like this happening in a store, to not try to stop these people. Your life is more valuable than those items.
Reporting for DC News Now, I'm Daniel Hamburg.
And a boom in business. Sales are soaring in the 2 weeks since recreational marijuana became legal in Maryland. Our Skylar Salas covers Washington County and takes us inside a cannabis business in Hagerstown, trying to keep up with demand.
Since the legalization of marijuana in Maryland, dispensaries have seen an uptick, but along with dispensaries, cannabis growing plants have also had to produce more marijuana to keep up with the demand.
We continue to drive by matching our supply to the increased demand and have the ability to do so relatively quickly. As we're scaling our facility in Hagerstown to meet the increase in demand.
Chantel Elsner is with TerraScent, a marijuana producing plant in Hagerstown. She said since cannabis became legal for recreational use, the business had to produce about 1.5 to 2 times more product to keep up with demand in its 6 retail stores.
Maryland announced its plans to legalize adult use. TerraScent, began preparing by amping up the productions of brands like Legend and Kind Tree, which are some of our primary internal brands. We also expanded our cultivation facility, and increased our partnerships in the state to meet the growing demand.
As prepared as the business felt, Elsner said the demand around July 4th alone left a mark, but the company is committed to meeting the new landscape.
Opening up on July 4th weekend, there was obviously a huge spike in, sales and volume and a need for product across the broader market as well as at our new stores. So we're just, we're continuing to, to analyze it, stay close to it, stay close to our customers, most importantly, and our patients.
Reporting in Hagerstown, Maryland, Skylar Salas for DC News Now.
All right, take a look outside. I'm meteorologist Scott Sumner. On this Saturday, you have some cumulus clouds out there in the Annapolis area and around Anne Arundel County, but things are dry and things are quiet here right now. That could change later overnight tonight, as we do have some storms off to the west. We'll see if they do continue to move from west to east over the next couple of hours. Now, with regards to the heat, boy, it is hot out there. In Annapolis, it's 95 is what it's actually feeling like on the exposed skin. Feels like the Century Market at Lexington Park, Waldorf, and Manassas, as well as Frederick, all at 100 plus. And District 97, Leesburg at 99. You're flirting with that triple-digit mark. And then Kaiser, where you're seeing some storms, a little cooler out that way at 88 degrees. Speaking of which, we're going to fly in, as you see, quite nicely out towards Mountain Lake Park, seeing some rain. These storms continue to move off to the north-northeast at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. They are rain producers, not really seeing too much in the way of severe weather. There's some lightning associated with them, and they'll continue to move up into Pennsylvania over the next hour or so. We widen out our view, and now we can see some storms down towards the Culpeper Way, a little south of Culpeper, but moving in your direction here. This contains a little bit of hail, and the hail size is under a ½ inch, but there's a 70% chance of seeing maybe a few hail stones from these systems as they continue to move from, again, south to north. Now, early evening and overnight tonight, marginal risk of seeing storms here, all in green. Anyone out of the green, that should be okay. We could have some rumbles of thunder, so we'll watch that closely here. And tomorrow, we'll talk about tomorrow's forecast, because we do have another opportunity of seeing some marginal severe weather. That's coming up in just a few.
More headlines ahead. Thank you, Scott. Take a look at this. A beautiful shot from Arlington overlooking the nation's capital. A double rainbow captured on camera, spanning across the sky after those damaging storms swept through. Mother Nature giving us some welcome news. And right there in southeast as well. Beautiful shot here in Glover Park near DC News Now headquarters. Some good images there. Stick